children shout and sing. Christmas Eve when the kids come, sleep with these, 'cause tomorrow it's Christmas Day. Giddy up.
Okay, boys and girls, let me tell you a very special story. This is the time that Santa and the elves visited the Queen of England. Yes, it was about 3 years ago that I received some very exciting and important news. We were all sitting by the fire after a very busy Christmas. And we were telling each other stories of our adventures of the last Christmas Eve when mysteriously a letter suddenly dropped through the letterbox. Now, I do get millions of letters from you children every year all over the world, but this I thought was just a little too early for the next Christmas. Well, Papa Elf brought it over to me and informed me that the postmark indicated that the letter had been sent all the way to the North Pole from the United Kingdom. Well, as I took the letter from him, I noticed the envelope had been sealed. And on the seal were the initials ER. My goodness, I explained with surprise. This letter has been sent by the Queen of England. Why, I looked at the postmark again and noticed the letters HRH. Well, for those of you who don't know, HRH stands for, well, if you don't know, let me tell you. HRH stands for Her Royal Highness, by which the Queen is also known. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I was to receive such an important letter. Well, so much so that I dropped the envelope at least 3 times before I eventually opened the seal and took out this very special letter. "Why has the Queen sent you a letter, Santa?" cried the head elf. "Please read it to all of us," Yodel added. So without delay, I read it out loud to a very attentive audience. "Dear Santa," that's, of course, Mawa. "In my message to the Commonwealth, which was televised on Christmas Day, my husband and I included you and your elves in our New Year's honors list. Well, Santa, you are to receive a knighthood." Well, I fell back into my chair and read further, "and will henceforth be known as Sir Santa. And the elves will be awarded the OBE. That is the Order of the British Elves. Well, this is in recognition for all the good work that you have done for so many years for all the children of all the world. Signed, Elizabeth." Oh. Hooray! We're all going to London. We sang and danced around the room. Oh, what an honor. This was so exciting. Suddenly, I realized that we had such little time, so I ordered the elves to prepare the sleigh immediately, because we had to be in London by New Year's Day, dressed in our top hats and tails and reds and whites and our best elves outfits and our... there was so much to do. This time, we would take no chances. We would take Rudolph with us, so he could guide us, and we wouldn't lose our way up to the moon again. Even though, I miss Marvin, but I'll see him next year. Dressed in our finest, we set off to London on New Year's Eve. Ooh. And as we flew over many countries, we could see lots of fireworks from many celebrations and parties. We reached the skies over London just in time to hear Big Ben strike 12 midnight, signaling the new year. Oh, hearing the cries of Happy New Year from the people down in the square of London, well, we waved to the revelers who were dancing in the fountain before landing in the gardens at the Buckingham Palace. And then, all of a sudden, "Happy New Year, sir," said the Queen's butler as he came out to greet us. "The Queen is expecting you," he informed us as he took us to a beautiful room inside the palace. "If you need anything, just ring the bell." Well, after a good night's sleep, we were summoned to the palace at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to meet Her Majesty. Looking very regal in her crown and robes, the Queen beckoned for me to come forward. As I reached Her Majesty, I knelt before her, only to find one of her Gorgie dogs had entered the room and was sniffing the fur on my coat. Soon I was surrounded by more dogs when all of a sudden one of the dogs lifted his leg leg and shook my hand and thanked me for bringing them their presents. After all that excitement, the Queen lifted a sword, placed it on both of my shoulders, and exclaimed, "Arise, Sir Santa Claus!" To which the elves clapped and cheered before going up one by one to receive their own medals. Now, after the ceremony, we were invited to a wonderful garden party in the grounds of Buckingham Palace. Oh, we had tea and crumpet sandwiches with the Queen and Prince Philip before flying back to the North Pole. Tired, but very happy. It was a great experience. To this day, I still prefer to be called just plain Santa. But I must admit at times, the title Sir does help to get a good seat in a restaurant. Oh, Merry, Merry Christmas, boys and girls.
When you look to the sky and you see as they fly, you wish your friends a happy Yuletide. And when you hear the sound of sleigh bells ring, listen to the children shout and sing. Christmas Eve when the kids come, sleep with these 'cause tomorrow it's Christmas Day.